Today, we get to talk with a game changing coach who's up as a finalist for the Dave Campbell Texas Football and Ballogy Game Changing Coach Award. And we're going to talk all about what makes him a leader of men, building leaders for tomorrow, and a game changer. All that and more today on the Ballogy Elevate Your Game podcast. Today on the Ballogy Elevate Your Game podcast, my guest is Kyle Westerberg from Whitehouse High School. Coach, thanks for taking time to be with me today.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, you bet. And first off, congratulations are in order for being one of the finalists of our Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Ballogy Game Changer Award finalists.
Yeah, it's what an honor and to be a part of such an elite group. It's a special deal.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the hardest things we do as coaches is talk about ourselves, promote ourselves. And so I'm going to force you to do that today. We're going to talk about some of the great things you're doing because you are. And you're building leaders. You're instilling integrity in the young men at Whitehouse. And man, it seems several of my guests so far have been in West Texas. So we're giving some love to East Texas today.
Yeah, but it's a different region. It's a great brand of football out here. So, yeah, East Texas is a great place.
Absolutely. So jumping right in, part of the award, the honors are for coaches who are instilling leadership in young men through the game of football and teaching them how to be leaders in life. So could you speak quickly to the fact of how does football play into that and teach leadership?
I revert back to what our program's core values are. We have four of them that we live by every day, and it's kind of what our brand is. With discipline, and it's attention to detail is a discipline deal. And this will all lead me kind of to where the question is going. We believe in toughness because especially in the game of football, it's a tough game. It's a physical game. You're not going to feel right. So there's times you got to act different than you feel. We believe in trust and kids trusting us, coaches, trusting the kids and everything else like that. And then just being smart football players, and then, being smart outside of football, and in their everyday life. And so to say all that, I feel like those four core values, these young men that we're teaching them right now can take into life. And so, you get in the everyday grind of a job, you can instill those characteristics, those core values of, to be successful at any job, you got to have discipline, and attention to detail. And, with the everyday grind, it's going to be days where it's like, man, I don't feel like going to work. You just got to be tough. You got to act different than you feel. And then trusting everybody around you. So anyways, to say all that, ties into our leadership and teaching leadership and how football, helps these young men out. And so, with our core values, every day, that they can take this into life and help them out. So, and in this world today and in the society these young men live in, I feel like leadership is there's a lacking in leadership. And so us as football coaches, yes, we all want to win games. We all want to, we hate losing, but at the end of it all, we want to develop, leaders that are going into society who are the next, the next adults in the next generation, because we want to develop great leaders and great humans.
Absolutely. And so you hit on a lot of that already. One thing I was going into was accountability. How do you teach kids to be accountable for mistakes in practice or on a field, and then portray that later into life?
I tell them all the time, nobody's perfect. You're always going to make mistakes. And just like if I was, talking to my personal children, own up to a mistake. It's hard, kids we've all been there. We've all done it. We've lied to our parents. We've done this and that. And as you get older and you get into adulthood and you realize that it's easier to forgive than it is, to lie about anything or stuff like that. And so when you make a mistake, just own up to the mistake, because all mistakes can be corrected. And so when you're teaching them now is you're going to make mistakes, but if you always make a mistake, make it 100 miles an hour. And because it can always be corrected and it always be fixed. The one thing that we tell our kids all the time is, they're the ones that can control their effort and their attitude. And so with their effort, there's going to be mistakes, but do it full speed. And so the same thing in life, full speed ahead. There are going to be mistakes, to learn from those mistakes and fix them and then own up to them.
Man, I love that. I've always said that in my career. Make a mistake going hard, learn from it, make a new one tomorrow. Don't repeat the same one. So good stuff. So one of the things of the legacy of a coach is the players 10 years down the road, how successful they are as human beings. And looking back, what would you hope your players say about you in 10 years?
It's a great question. And that's always something that I address every year in our parent meetings and stuff like that. My goal is, say you have 150 kids in your program, 9th through, 12th is, I want to impact at least one young man, hopefully more. But my deal is, I want them to be able to come back and whether they played, one snap or, they were, everybody's got a role on this team. And so whether they played one snap, 100 snaps, whatever, I just want them to know that the type of program that we ran and that they had fun with it and they enjoyed it, that they always want to come back. And so I feel like, I feel like that young men today, need athletics and they need football to still instill those values. And so I feel like them being able to come back and tell the younger kids that, hey, he's doing things right. This, kids today in the programs don't want to listen to you right off the bat. But I know 10 years down the road, they'll realize there'll be some situations and some adversity, that take place through a course of a game or in life that they can revert back to, hey, this happened in football. So you're just teaching them all those values.
Absolutely. And I can tell you, Coach, and our listeners, from being in East Texas myself and knowing you and being in your campus, on your campus, knowing your other coaches, you're doing a phenomenal job as a leader, not only with your athletes, but with your coaches. And Whitehouse High School is a special place. I can say that as a non-employee. It's a special place. It's a beautiful campus. You're doing a phenomenal job. Speak to your community a little bit. I want you to brag on your school and community and tell us some of the great things there.
It's we'll start with the community. Friday nights, it's a huge community event for football games, and they come out and support. They want to see Whitehouse successful, and they're always going to support Whitehouse football and all of Whitehouse athletics. And so I feel like our community does a great job supporting us. And I feel like Whitehouse High School is a great place again. I'm going on year 5 with being here as the head football coach at Whitehouse. I've got 2 daughters, and you're looking at places to raise kids, and this was a place that we feel like is a special place to raise our personal kids. And so it's a great place, community and school wise. It's changed since I've been here in the 5 years. We've had some administration change, and it's been a positive, and we're going in the right direction.
Good. Great to hear. And I appreciate you even mentioning your own daughters, just in the fact that you're thinking for your own personal family. I've heard you speak about your other athletic programs on the girls' side, and you have a passion for everyone winning at Whitehouse. And I just love that as a leader. For our coaches, young coaches, whether they're on your staff or across the state, what's one word of advice that you could give a young coach to say mentor to become a game changer type of coach?
I think as a there's a couple things. It is one is listen. Be a great listener because you're going to learn a lot of things. And you're going to learn a lot of things of what to do. You may learn a few things of what not to do. So be a great listener. One thing I stress to our coaches is, no job is too big for you. Be willing to dive into jobs or duties that, aren't always the best. And anytime you have a young, hungry coach that's willing to help out with just small little things around here to make make this operation work. And then the last thing is, I used to hate this word. I don't know, I probably shouldn't say that, but it's real and it is important. It's dive into the relationships with these kids, because all these kids come from all walks of life, and different backgrounds. And so develop relationships with these kids, the staff, and be cohesive as a staff. And then, whatever position you're coaching, as a coach, you wear multiple hats. You wear you're a coach and you want to win games, and then you're dealing with some 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that come from everywhere. And so just be a good mentor, a good role model to them. And so, I think guys that want to dive into that, you can see them have true leadership qualities and characteristics.
Yeah. Great words of advice there for really any coach of any age.
Yes.
But great words of advice. At Ballogy, we have a passion and a commitment to skill development, player development, which makes team success. We know that that's your passion, is player development for team success, as well as school-wide program success. And so that's one of the reasons that you're a finalist for this award, is that through Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Ballogy, we recognize you as a man of integrity and character who is building that in young men at Whitehouse. And we just want our listeners and your community to celebrate the fact that you're a finalist and in the running for the big grand prize as the overall winner of the Game Changer Award.
Well, that's awesome. Again, I appreciate the opportunity for that you guys have given me for this. And I think it's an awesome thing.
Yeah. And we know that the voting will start throughout the season for that big overall award, but man, you're already recognized. You'll be getting some stuff to be recognized at your school, and we want to celebrate that with you at that time. And Coach, we're big fans of Whitehouse. We wish you the very best of success, and know that if you continue what you're doing as a leader in your community and in your team, there are great things ahead for Whitehouse High School.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thanks for taking time for us today. And for our listeners, Whitehouse High School Coach Kyle Westerberg, one of our Game Changer Coach finalists.